So, of course, as the second part of Masjien, I will quickly walk you through and explain what we have been building. So, we probably have seen, all of us, these kind of articles where a lot of different fashion companies, fashion retailers are in the press because they have been using the wrong wording. Some of them might have been using it intentionally. Some of them are maybe doing it not so on purpose, but are greenwashing even without even knowing them. In Belgium, we even saw that the local authorities are following up these regulations quite closely. They have been scanning the websites, the on-sale communication, the retail communication, to verify if the communication is actually following the greenwashing claims that are now imposed by the European Commission. Some of them got warnings, some of them even got fines. And this regulation is ongoing for, of course, everybody in Europe. So that was the starting point for me, Jasmin Wijnands, who was supposed to give here this keynote today, to join forces together with Judith Busset from Pivot, which is a legal agency in Brussels, specialized in legislation, amongst others, on sustainability. So what did we join forces for is to build our new colleague. We would like to call her Josie. So what is Josie? We can say already that she is faster than a human consultant, and secondly, she is also cheaper than a traditional lawyer. So what is Josie all about? We like to call her your go-to girl for all your greenwashing questions. So who is Josie? She is a unique assistant. We are, of course, using artificial intelligence to build the system, replying and answer to all your greenwashing questions. And she is trained by Pivot Law, but also implementing the knowledge of the fashion sector at large by the team of Masjien. And in short, Josie is here to make your life easier. Because greenwashing is, of course, a challenge that all of us are facing, and it sounds really easy, like you should not do this list of things. But, of course, once you are actually working in communication and branding, maybe even in retail, implementing certain descriptions online, you might be actually doing these kind of things without even knowing it. So that's where Josie comes in. Because in the end, the biggest question is, can fashion be really sustainable? Because sustainable fashion, it does not exist. So, of course, we can talk about it in different ways. There is more sustainable fashion. There's a lot of intentions, a lot of companies who are doing a lot of different projects, different steps to make it more sustainable, but you cannot use the phrasing, this is a sustainable fashion brand. It simply does not exist, and you cannot claim it also legally in this way. So use the right wording, use the right visual implementations as well. That's what Josie is all about. So what can she do? She can come to the rescue, both to you if you are a sustainability manager for a company, but of course we also know that there are a lot of companies, young designers, smaller brands who do not have a sustainability department, who are facing the same legislation and really need to comply to this. So we can give you access to Josie, the AI assistant. So you will also recognize the framing. You can start chatting with the assistant. It is built on ChatGPT. So it's exactly the same way of working with Josie as you are used to already. But the big difference here is that it is trained specifically on documents, on legislation that is chosen by Pivot Law to give the right framing. So when you are using ChatGPT, of course, they are using the data that is out there on the World Wide Web. Here we are focusing solely on the documentation that is genuine, that is actual, that is real, that is relevant for to avoid greenwashing. So, of course, you can ask her all kind of questions, just as a chat function. But you can also implement your own texts, for example, the descriptions you use for your website, or maybe for social media content. You can just copy-paste it in here. You can also implement the visuals you are using and let her check if it is actually greenwashing, yes or no. She will look at all the text herself and also give you feedback on what is possibly a risk and what you should could or should do differently. As you can see, she is also speaking all kinds of languages because it is, of course, the legislation from the European Commission, so you can apply it in all countries in Europe. You can ask her questions in different languages. You can also use her to also update, for example, your website that you are deploying in different languages to also use the right wording to avoid greenwashing in these languages. On top of that, at the menu, you can see, so you have Ask Josie, which is the interaction part, you can see here. But you also have the Academy, which is a big database of short movies, because what we want, above all, is that you learn how to detect, how to avoid greenwashing in the future. So there are also some short movies to explain you a little bit more about that. So in short, Josie can assess the risk levels that we are all facing with communication. She can rewrite it in the tone of voice that you are implementing, and she can suggest improvements. So, of course, I can tell all of you that she is your fantastic new colleague, but the best is if you just give it a try yourself. So we are very happy to give you 1 month of free access to give it a try, because we are sure that if you have actually tried it yourself and implemented it in your own communication channels, that it will work. So the QR code goes to askjosie.ai. Once you will engage later on, it's important just to enter the code Metamorphosis25 as a discount code in the checkout, and then it will give you access for free for 1 month. So, did everybody take a picture of the code or make some notes? And I'm really curious. Also, please give us feedback afterwards. We have just launched it. It is quite new. So, of course, all the impact that it can create, all the feedback is very welcome.